Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So we are back, right? Football is back, and most importantly, FC Barcelona is finally back, and we're going to be able to see them in a couple of hours. Barcelona will be facing Real Betis, and we will be playing at home. And what a game, right? To see Real Betis versus Barcelona, I was always a huge fan of Pellegrini because he does play very attacking football, right? The type of character he likes to instill within his teams is good character, great character, confidence, inspiring attacking football, and that is what we're going to be getting against Real Betis. Real Betis are going to want to score goals, and so it's going to be a very open play game, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. I'm happy that you guys are here. If you guys do support FC Barcelona, or if you are a football fan in general, this is going to be the YouTube channel for you, where we talk about everything regarding Barcelona and football. If you guys want to support this YouTube channel, you guys can so by liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. So let's go back into this video, and the way that we are going to be formatting this is talk about just how Pellegrini and Xavi view this match, and then we're also going to be talking about what Xavi Hernandez said about certain players, some updates, and then lastly give some predictions on what our starting 11 will be against Real Betis. So to start things off, Xavi Hernandez wanted to get one thing very clear, that the starting 11 is going to be changing within these next 2 or 3 weeks, because he said this, and I quote, "There will be rotations in the 11 mainly because we will play 7 games in 22 days. It will be important to rest the players, and so whatever starting 11 we do see go up against Real Betis, we may not see the exact same 11 in the next game, regardless of how well we do play against Betis. If we win like 4-0, 5-0, it does not matter. Rotation will come first." Xavi also continued to say, "We arrived well. Everyone has returned well. Only the scare of Gundogan, but they are ready. We do have a very difficult rival, a great team, and is technically one of the best. They have Isco, they have Oyoze, Borja. They know how to win possession, and for us, winning possession is going to be key. We need to win these 3 games at home, and we need the fans." And he continued to applaud Real Betis. He said that Betis is a great team, very technical with high-level footballers. "I've always liked watching Pellegrini's team, and it will be a game with highly contested possession." So the main theme of this whole game and what Xavi's trying to explain to the media is that this is going to be a battle for the possession. Real Betis, like I've said in the beginning of the video, they're going to want possession. They're going to want to attack, and Barcelona's going to have to fight that. Now, and we're going to have to show that we are the superior ones, because we are like the godfather in terms of possession and always wanting the ball, so we can do something with the ball and score as many goals as possible. So it's going to be so exciting. Pellegrini told Mundo Deportivo, and I quote, "Barcelona are having a great season in terms of results. Perhaps it's not the same traditional game of so many years, but it's a very performing team that won La Liga with the difference they did, and now they are also unbeaten in the first stretch of La Liga. Barcelona have very dynamic players with proven experience, young players like Pedri, Xavi, and now Lamine Yamal. It's a complete squad in every sense, with youth, experience, and quality. We have to play a very complete game without mistakes if we want to try to get points in Barcelona." So Pellegrini is very well aware of the type of team Barcelona is today. There were many questions, right? And even Xavi did say, right? But there was a question about how whether this Barcelona team has improved technically and individually from the previous season. And I think so. I really do think that Barcelona are a better team compared to the previous one. If everything does work out well and we have 110% chemistry between all of the players, then yes, it will show. It will show why Barcelona is a better team this season compared to the previous one. With the inclusion of Joao Cancelo, Joao Felix, Gundogan, I think that this Barcelona team can do even better. And Pellegrini has said that. He said that this team is more complete in every sense in terms of youth, experience, and quality. Now it's going to be up to Xavi Hernandez and his players to actually show it on the pitch and against Real Betis. These are the type of games that we need to win. So let's slightly step away from the overall view of this match, and let's talk about the individual players, because Xavi really wanted to explain what was happening with Ferran Torres, Lamine Yamal, and the injuries. So let's talk about Ferran Torres first. This is what Xavi said. "Ferran Torres has an amazing mentality. People criticized him, but he proved them wrong. We believe a lot in him. I told Ferran Torres that I am very happy with him. He was the one that changed the situation and now is an example in the dressing room." So look, in my opinion, I think that Ferran Torres should be starting against Real Betis. This is going to be part of the predictions that we are going to be having by the end of this video, but I think that Ferran Torres should be starting on the left wing with Lewandowski in the center and Rafinha on the right wing. Ferran Torres has to start. He has proven it why he should be starting, because every time he's on the pitch, he scores goals. Now, maybe Xavi Hernandez might view this very differently and say, with Ferran Torres, I understand why he is a phenomenal player, but the reason why I believe that Ferran Torres does continue to score is because he knows how to be a impact sub. Very similar to how Messi likes to take on games where he knows he's not going to get a lot of minutes. He said that he preferred to enter the game later than actually come out the game, because when you are a player and you're going to be subbed in Ferran later in the match, you already have a very general idea on how you should exploit the weaknesses of the opposition. This is why Ferran Torres is so good every time he comes in, because he knows the weaknesses. He was looking from the bench and saying, okay, I see the weakness there. I know exactly what to do when I get in there. You can't really do that when you start and then you get taken off, because you find out the weakness right after you get taken off. So maybe Xavi might see it like that. Like he might say Ferran Torres is a very good game reader and a very good impact sub, and he's going to be coming in later in the match. I have no idea what Xavi is going to be doing, but in my opinion, I feel like that is what Xavi will do against Real Betis. If Ferran starts against Real Betis, then that's fine. Let him start and let him score goals. Either way, it's going to be a win-win situation because of this changed mentality that Ferran has. Moving on towards the injuries, Xavi Hernandez explained that with Pedri's injury, he's working on coming back and we will not take any risk with him. What's happening with him has also happened with me in the past. He'll come back stronger. And there has been multiple reports explaining that most likely Pedri will be returning by mid-April, meaning he will be returning in about 2 or 3 weeks. As for Araujo, Xavi said if everything does go well, Araujo will return this week. Now, I don't think that he'll make the match against Real Betis at all. There's just no way. I feel like he'll make his return against Celta Vigo, which will be next week on Saturday. And so now lastly, let's talk about Lamine Yamal, because honestly, in the past 2 weeks, the only thing that we have been hearing about Lamine Yamal has been good things. There hasn't been any injury concerns, no attitude concerns. Everything about Lamine Yamal has been set into a positive light. Like the only thing that we hear from Lamine Yamal is that he either scored a goal or he provided an assist or he took on like 3 to 4 players. And at the age of 16 years old, when we hear news like that, we're like, no way did he do it again, game after game. And Xavi Hernandez took his time to praise the player, and this is what he said. So 3 weeks ago, you told me, this is him speaking to the journalist, you told me that I didn't dare to put him in, and now you're telling me not to put him in so much. We will treat him as one of our own. Bojan's role will be important with him. We will take very good care of him. He has personality and he is 100% focused. There is no problem. So I'm happy to see that Bojan has finally found a role within this Barcelona club. I think that Bojan's main role is to take care of the youth players and make sure these youth players are 100% focused, 100% protected, and just make sure that they end up meeting the expectations that they should be meeting. Because Bojan, unfortunately for him, was unable to meet those expectations, and I think that he's gonna take those mistakes, find a solution, and then introduce that to the youth players that are coming in within these next 3 to 4 years, and especially with Lamine Yamal. So Lamine Yamal is going to be 100% protected, which is again the most important thing. Like we talk about how he needs to have a great mentality, he needs to know the tactics that Xavi is demanding. Like yes, that is very important, but the one thing that has to be prioritized for Lamine Yamal is to take out the outside noise, not have Lamine Yamal hear what the media and what the world is talking about when it comes to his name. Let him just focus on himself and not feel so much of the pressure. And as of now, like if you look at him on the pitch, he doesn't even look like he's being pressured. He looks so free. He looks like he's acting like if he's playing like in the backyard. You don't see him nervous whatsoever, and that's huge coming from a 16-year-old player. And I'm happy to see that Lamine Yamal has also been inspired by the way Neymar has played. So if you guys are trying to get a sense on how Lamine Yamal likes to approach his matches and who he plans on replicating, it is Neymar. It says here, according to Ferran Martinez, that Lamine Yamal has been inspired by Neymar's playing style since he was young. This is confirmed by his surroundings, people who have known him for years, and his own playing style. He also wants to enjoy the pitch with the ball, which is why we see Lamine Yamal have so much fun with the ball, while he's able to take on so many players in such a great fashion. And so do I think that Lamine Yamal could be starting against Real Betis? Maybe, but we have heard sources claiming that Xavi is going to take it a little easy on Lamine Yamal because he has just finished coming from international break. He played in both matches for Spain, and even before that he started for FC Barcelona, and so maybe this could be the time where Lamine Yamal could find some sort of rest and just to make sure that he doesn't get overplayed, because now we have Rafinha available, which is why I do say that Rafinha is part of my starting 11 against Real Betis. Let's have Rafinha play about 60 to 65 minutes and then have Lamine Yamal come in later in the match. It would make the most sense. So the possible 11 that we could see against Real Betis will be this: Ter Stegen in goal, Cancelo, Koundé, Christensen, and Alejandro Balde in our back line, because remember, Araujo is not going to be there. As for our midfield, it's going to be Gavi, Oriol Romeo, and Frankie. And then our front three being Rafinha on the right, Lewandowski striker, and then Ferran Torres on the left. Now, do I believe that Xavi could introduce the 4-man midfield through the game, or maybe even in the starting 11? Yes, I do think so. I think that maybe Xavi might say, I'm going to have Cancelo play a inverted role and have him become a inverted right to back and form a double pivot with Frankie de Jong. Or could we see Joao Cancelo go into the left wing position and have him become a inverted or false left winger? Yeah, we could see that. But as of now, I do think that we are going to be seeing 3 full-on attackers. And I think that one of the key duels that we will definitely see between these two clubs, it is Alejandro Balde Abde versus Abde. Yes, you guys heard that right. Abde will be introduced in this match. Pellegrini even said during the press conference, and I quote, "Abde has just arrived, but he is on the squad list and everyone who has been called up has a chance to play. He is a very important addition for us. He arrived at the last minute. We needed a winger with these type of characteristics." So we could see Abde, and Abde won't be the only ex-Barcelona player that we will see potentially. We also have a chance to see Chadi Riyad, Hector Bellerin, Marc Batra, Juan Miranda, Sergi Altimira. Many ex-Barcelona players are actually at Betis, and the most recent ones, it is Chadi Riyad and Abde. So could we see multiple former Barcelona players in the match? Yes, we definitely could, and especially with Abde. That Abde versus Alejandro Balde key battle is going to be something else. It's going to be pure pace power. So again, it's going to be a lot of fun. That is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.